Good afternoon to the Green Yards in Melrose. You're watching Scottish Rugby TV in conjunction with the Daily Record. This is the inaugural BT Charity Shield, a match between Melrose and Heriots. Your match commentary team, Bill Johnson and Chris Patterson.
Thank you, Jim. Welcome back to the Green Yards. Those of you who watched the first game between Edinburgh and Leicester, which ended in a 1-point victory for Leicester right at the death with a penalty in stoppage time at the finish. 11-10 Leicester won that. Here we are then with the BT Charity Shield. The Premiership winners Melrose, all in white. Harriets, the Cup winners, in their familiar navy blue and white hooped jerseys. And I'll give you a quick run through of the teams before we go to Chris Patterson. Fraser Thompson is at fullback for Melrose. Tito Mua and Hugh Fijian is at right wing. Austin Lockington, Andrew Nagle and Rory Tolland are the rest of the three-quarter line. Andrew Nagle in the unaccustomed position of centre. Richard Mill is at standoff. Tom Wilson is at scrum half. Nicky Little, Todd Pearce, Nick Bevan are the front row. Lewis Carmichael and James Head are the second row. Neil Irvin Hess and Rory Knott are at 6 and 7 respectively. Graham Dodds, the veteran, is at number 8. Harriets, Keith Buchan at fullback. Charlie Simpson on the left wing, Max Nimmo and Cameron Ferguson at the centre, Liam Steele on the right wing. Gregor McNish and Graham Wilson are the half-backs. Borrell, Cooper and Sesford are the big front row. Nimmo and Cogley are the second row. Turley and Douglas are at 6 and 7. Jason Hill is at number 8. Some big units out there, Chris.
There are. It's a really interesting fixture, this, and one I'm looking forward to. Obviously, as you say, Melrose champions last year in the Premiership, and Cup winners Harriets. Both exciting sides, both historically like to play a bit of rugby, and not only some big units, as you say, but some fast, elusive players as well. Fraser Thompson and the Melrose team especially filling that void.
Lovely taking the line out there, number 7. That was Murray Douglas. He's only going to be here for another few weeks, I understand, then he's off to Australia to pursue a career out there, a business career out there.
And he's an impressive player, Murray Douglas. Every time we see him play,
good player.
He's a big player, he's a powerful player, but he also has, you know, a great skill set, and hugely impressive. The last time we saw him in the Cup final for Harriets, scored a try, set up 1 or 2, and a key player who will be missed when he leaves Harriets.
Max Nimmo to the right of picture there, and Cameron Ferguson to the left. And here's the scrummage. Just give you 1 or 2 names. Sorry, that's Nathan Burrell on this side of the Harriet scrummage with the black scrum cap, and his hooker is Blair Cooper, and Struan Sesford is away on the far side. And the lad with the sweatband on this side for Melrose is Nick Bevan. His hooker is Todd Pearce, an Australian, and away on the far side, Nicky Little. That was Tom Wilson with the put in. Melrose have managed to control that. Graham Dodds, Wilson, Nagle. Wilson again, look at the numbers. There's James Head coming round for Melrose, number 4. Neil Irvin Hess, Scotland under 20 cap, gets upended. Nicky Little, that's the Harriets 22. Graham Wilson standing at the back there, just marshalling the Harriets troops. Rain coming down quite steadily now. Difficult for these players. Here they go again. That's Lockington. This lad Lockington, who was in the South African Development 7-a-side team. Very nimble, agile sort of player. Oh, great hands by Graham Dodds there, the big number 8. Wilson looks. As they say, he has a wee peek. Then he pops it out to the left. There's Dodds again. Thumping tackle by Borrell. That really was a great tackle by Nathan Borrell on big Graham Dodds.
A great tackle, wasn't it? Graham Dodds, one of the more experienced players for Melrose. A big ball carrier, but he was hit hard there in the tackle. Very impressed with the scrum for Melrose, the early scrum. They got up on the right hand side, brought Andrew Nagle down the right hand side in the built phases, but as you see, that big tackle from Sesford at the end of the whole move, winning the penalty for Harriets.
So a line out then on the Harriets 10. Still a very busy grandstand here at the Green Yards. You can see the front rows there just at the top of your picture. And this is Blair Cooper. He was a Harriet school boy in the past and has come back to Harriets from Glasgow University. Lovely passing Nimmo along the line. Great stuff. Here's the left winger, Charlie Simpson, with a chip ahead. Back goes Fraser Thompson for Melrose. You see, it's difficult here for these lads to try and control the ball. Referee is Graham Wells, right on the spot. Lovely pickup by McNeish. Chance for Harriets. Oh, it could be a try for Burrell. Can he make it to the line? He's almost there. 2 or 3 metres short. A great sally there by Harriets up that far touchline. Wilson waits. Then the big hefty lads go. Jason Hill, number 8 for Harriets, right at the heart of that one, trying to bullock his way over. Wilson, the scrum half, feeding out. Good first 5 minutes here, Chris. Lots of pressure from Harriets, and both sides obviously intent on playing an open game despite the conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. Harriets famed for the wide game, and they're putting Melrose under pressure here.
Lovely dummy from McNeish. Could be a try out here for Charlie Simpson. Oh, and he's in touch. He was in touch. That, I think, was that Keith Buchan?
Keith Buchan, yeah, just holding his width on the outside, and Tito Mua, the new signing for Melrose, just getting the tackle in. But Melrose had strayed offside. Interesting play from Herriot, some good wide-to-wide play, and then once they got closer to the Melrose line, they started to go more direct, pick and go, as we see the ball coming out wide to Buchan. Slightly high, but Mua did enough to just get Keith Buchan a touch, but we go back for the penalty.
The big Fijian winger, Tito Mua, was the guy who put the tackle in. Actually, he's Australian. He's an Australian under-19 cap in days gone by. Just flew into Melrose earlier this week. But here's the first penalty of the game. Graham Wilson, who's away over 1,700 points in his career for Harriets as a goal kicker and try scorer, and is usually very reliable from this distance, which is only about 15 metres. We're peering through the rain. We're sitting here under umbrellas on our little commentary gantry, like a bit drookit, but doing all right so far. And here is Graham Wilson to put Harriets in the lead. Just a wee chip and up go the flags. So first blood to Harriets then, Chris.
Yeah, good play by Herriot. As I say, they probably deserved that. Melrose had the early possession, but didn't really threaten the Herriot's defence. And then the first opportunity, Herriot's had they moved it wide, they created spaces, 1 or 2 lovely sets of hands from Nemo and from McNeish, and then they got the reward with 3 points from Graham Wilson.
Back come Melrose. They'll be stung to retaliation here. They'll want to get back on the boards. Number 7 there for Melrose is Rory Nutt. And here's the guy with the good... I was just going to say he's the guy with the good hands, Graham Dodds. I think the ball did go back. Here's Fraser Thompson, the Melrose captain. Tremendous acceleration from the former Glasgow player. Mill at standoff, Nagel at centre, strong and burly and bustly. Usually plays wing forward, but has always hankered after a centre berth. Tom Wilson, the scrum half, making inroads there. Lockington to Mill. Whoops-a-daisy, that's Lewis Carmichael, former Scotland under-20s cap, wearing number 5. Lockington. No progress there. Dodds, out it goes again. That I think was Nick Bevan. Chance for Harriets if they're careful with the handling. Good ball. Charlie Simpson on the wing. That's actually McNeish. Gregor McNeish with big Jason Hill beside him. Wilson plays. Then on it goes again. Great stuff there by Cogley. Better ball for Harriets. Wilson again. Turley. Or is this Murray Douglas? This is Murray Douglas. What a score. Oh, that is a great try there for Harriets. Murray Douglas, number 7. And Melrose's defence just parted like the Red Sea.
It did. I think they've actually had a jersey swap. Looks like Jack Turley, the number 7 there. But fantastic build to play by Harriets. Attacked from deep. McNeish got down the wing. He was freed by a lovely pass by Charlie Simpson. And then they kept the composure. Eventually got the opportunity for Jack Turley to stand in the stand-off position. A lovely catch. As you see that the drive forward by Cogley, getting in behind the Melrose defensive line. And then we'll see the ball coming back out to Turley here, big number 7, who takes Wilson's pass, steps off his left on the outside, and from 22 metres is a clear run to the try line. Great start by Harriets.
Apologise for getting that number wrong there. They've changed their numbers from what they told me just minutes before the start, but there we go. That's what you have to put up with, and that's part of life. Here's Graham Wilson then, who's already added a penalty, and this could put Harriets 10-0 ahead. Wilson then with a wee chip. Up go the flags from the two-touch judges. So a very brisk start here for the Edinburgh team in this BT Charity Shield final.
Good score that, wasn't it? Leading by example, and then we see Wilson just chipping over the conversion, and to get 10 points in the opening minutes is really, really important for the away side.
Wilson playing safe, long kick, Dodds, Thompson, who's under this one? Cammy Ferguson was there, Jason Hill trying to get it, ball bouncing loose, Dodds is on it, Wilson gets it, there goes Turley, leading by example, the Harriets captain. This is Lockington. A loud blast on Graham Wells' whistle. This is a penalty for Melrose this time. What was that one for, Chris?
I'm not sure if it was offside. Yeah, maybe offside or obstruction.
Pushing.
Is it pushing? Yeah.
Pushing in the back.
It was wonderfully taken. Graham Wilson didn't know that. We see in the rain coming and claiming this high ball. Fantastic technique. But yeah, I think it's Cammy Ferguson's been penalised just for blocking Austin Lockington as he was going for the ball.
Well, here's an interesting scenario, because for Melrose used to a kick against his old club, and he's proved a very adept goal kicker. Of course, he's having to substitute in terms of goal kicking for Joe Helps, who broke his arm last week and is unavailable. As a result of that, he normally would be Melrose's goal kicker. But Mill, very able deputy. And a very good 7-a-side player too for Melrose. There's the sun out on the green yards and the rain off for the time being. Richard Mill, kick of about maybe 42, 43 metres. Lovely contact. Has it got the legs? Ooh, it's just dropped under the crossbar. Long downfield clearance. If this bounces the right way, it could be a very good touch for Harriets. Nope. Here's Fraser Thompson. Bachan. Oh, and he's put that one straight out. Back they come, back they come.
Yeah, lucky with Keith back in there. Read the play well. Took the catch on the move and tried to execute a kick down the touchline. So close to the touchline, it was just a foot either side. But the Harriets guys will be happy with the way they've started. Melrose haven't had a lot of possession. I'm only kicking for possession rather than running with it. But Harriets have tended to keep the ball in hand, and they've got the rewards being 10-0 up as we have another look at Richard Mill's penalty. It was well struck. It just fell short. Not a lot in it.
Coat of paint in that one, Chris.
Yeah, not a lot in it at all.
There we go. We pause for an injury here. One of the Harriets lads has taken a knock. And these little rain showers that have been coming on and off have just been enough to cause one or two handling problems and ball retention problems for the players. But by and large, the Edinburgh and Leicester players managed to overcome that. And let's see how the Melrose and Heriots boys can do in similar situations. BT Charity Shield, of course, between Melrose on the left in the white, who were the Premiership winners, and Heriots in the hoops on the right, who were the Cup winners. Line out ball there by Carmichael and Head for Melrose. Here goes Wilson. Melrose taking it up through the forwards a wee bit more. Irvin Hess goes. Wilson, Mill, Lockington. Lockington trying to burst through. Caught there by Nimmo. And here's this big lad here, Rory Knott, playing for Melrose. Melrose edging closer. They're adrift by 10 points at the moment with some 14 minutes played, as you can see at the top of your screen there. Here goes the replacement, Colin Arthur. Nick Bevan has gone off. Ball went forward. There you are, just an example of the difficulty of handling the wet ball, but an earlier offside there by Harriets, and Melrose have the opportunity of a penalty kick.
Well marshalled there by Melrose. Tom Wilson at scrum half, using the short side, using that 50-metre channel, using the big runners in there. Eventually it was there was an offside by Harriets and the ball was knocked on in the tackle by Richard Mill, but good play by Melrose, kept the ball, targeted that short side, and have managed to kick the penalty to touch to try and build some more phases from the line out.
Here's the throw in then, Todd Pearce, another one who just arrived in Melrose on Tuesday, but he played for them last season, hasn't had a game of rugby for about 6 or 7 weeks, he says. He's got the throw in, he might have the ball at the back of that maul as well. Yes, he has. Ball in hand, edging closer. Melrose will try to drive him over. Herriets have managed to stymie that. Lockington. Or is it? It was Wilson. Tom Wilson trying to burrow his way through.
That's well defended by Herriets. I don't know if it's a tactic by Melrose, but again they kept the ball in that 15-metre channel, that wide channel. Didn't look at spreading it across the field at all with the ball being so slippy, but Herriets defended well. They defended the drive initially really quite well, and then got numbers on their feet. They had to make the tackles and put pressure on, and Neil Linville Hess just knocks it on near the Herriets line.
There's how close they are. I don't know if the camera can see this fella just down in the touchline here, number 14 in the white strip, but he's the Fijian. We'll get a wee look at him in just a second. Just walking towards that huddle of players. There he is on the left of the picture. This is Tito Mua. He's a 20 there, he's just off to the left of picture. He's just disappeared there. And he's a 28-year-old, 6'2", round about the 15-stone mark. Looks like a rugby player to me, just the way he lopes around. But the proof of the pudding, as they say, will be in the eating. There he is, just in the turning and coming back there. Keep an eye on this fella because he comes with a very good track record, and Melrose have great hopes of him. So we'll see what he can do once he gets some ball in hand. Maybe not enjoying the wet conditions, Mark Hugh, but we'll see. So back to the action, away down to the right now for the scrum is. There's Graham Wilson, Herriets scrum half, who's already been in kicking action for those of you who have just joined us, because he's landed a penalty and he's converted Jack Turley's try. Herriets leading by 10 points to 0. Herriets scrum waxing a bit stronger that time. Away goes Jason Hill, trying to take out some of the Melrose midfield. Ooh, it's a wee bit untidy there, the ball's bouncing around. Loud blast. Herriets diving in, Chris.
Yeah, Melrose actually defended that really quite well. Richard Mill made a really good tackle on Jason Hill as he came off the back of the scrum, and then Melrose got the bodies there before Herriets. That then forced Herriets to try and fly off their feet, desperation to keep the ball, and they were penalised. So Melrose managed that situation really quite well, and they're again in this bottom corner down this right hand side, another opportunity to launch an attack on the Herriets line.
So here's the throw in, Todd Pearce, there he is, up go the jumpers, beautifully taken there by Carmichael. Melrose waxing stronger and stronger now as this game develops. They were kind of shell-shocked and 10-0 down after 10 minutes, but most of the play has been at the Herriets' end the last 7 or 8 minutes. Wilson from the ruck. That's Colin Arthur. There goes James Head. Domination of possession now by Melrose. Pearce, the hooker, takes it in. Colin Arthur, the bigger lad. Oh, got absolutely thumped in the tackle there. Melrose just within inches, and a very good turnover penalty for Harriets, it has to be said. Defence is on top that time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was Jason Hill,
Yeah.
the number 8 there for Heriots at the bottom of the last up. Certainly, he managed to get his hands on the ball to stop Nicky Little. Presenting it for Melrose, but some big hits as well. You can see how hard the guys are fighting with contact. See Jason Hill still on his feet. He's hit his hands on the ball, and he won the penalty for his side.
And Harriets used that penalty to clear to touch. Just down below us to our right. Scattering of spectators you can see behind the goalpost to the far end there, which is the main Melrose High Street Road. Lovely setting at the Green Yards, of course, and right in the centre of the border country. And at this time of year, the trees in full leaf and just beginning to turn, really is a marvellous place for a game of rugby. That was Big Jack Turley getting line-out ball for Melrose, number 7. See, this Harriets pack are big, beefy lads as well when they get themselves organised and get themselves together. There they go, like a big armadillo. Driving on, driving on. Stamina-sapping work here for Melrose to try to stop this too, Chris.
Absolutely, this
You
is
ever
so
get caught
difficult.
in any of these?
No, it's far enough away for that. I appreciated how hard it is to do, and you see, well, there's Keith Buchan, number 15, involved, so maybe I missed a trick, but that must be 25, 30 yards already that Heriots have gained through this rolling ball.
Good control by Harriets. There it goes out wide. That was McNeish now with the diagonal kick. Thompson has to scurry for Melrose. Captain has to do a bit of very quick and improvised defensive work. Now, here's Keith Buchan. Lovely tackle there, great tackle. That was Rory Knott for Melrose on Buchan. Then Cogley goes. And again, Graham Wilson. See, that's a canny kick, isn't it? Should he have moved that one, or would you really quite happy
No,
with the kick?
I think that's a really good decision, actually, because
so do I.
the pressure beforehand for Melrose had came in the kick chase. So over on that side, Rory Tolland had coming up. He'd come up. Graham Wilson noticed that he'd chased the kick and he hadn't got back to his position, leaving Fraser Thompson a lot of space to cover. So Graham Wilson picked that and actually dribbled the ball into the corner.
Oh, danger here for Melrose, because that was a very messy line out and almost another try for Heriots. But there was a line out infringement, and maybe that's why the ball was messy and coming back.
Yeah, it's a free kick for Melrose, so they, if they choose to kick this out, therefore they won't get the throw in at the line out, which Richard Mill does. He hits a good kick just up to the 10 metre line, the Melrose 10 metre line, but it'll be Heriots' throw to the line out.
The big lad who was lumbering through in the line-out was Struan Sesford, who's a big 19-stoner. He's as heavy as any of the people we've seen here today, even in the previous game between Edinburgh and Leicester. Big lad, formerly from Aberdeen Grammar School. And there's Tom Wilson feeding out to Graham Dodds, who has a wee bit shot at standoff. Richard Mill, and an easy catch for Keith Buchan. Here's Liam Steele. Steele is one of these guys who can glide through a gap that apparently isn't there. Great eye for a gap. Cammy Ferguson. Floated ball, Jason Hill, good vision. Here's Charlie Simpson again. Simpson chips on and caught and marked by Mill. Thompson looking for a gap again. Buchan with a catch. Good fullback play by Keith Buchan. Oh, maybe not so good there. Good tackle by Rory Tolland. And Chris, after that long prolonged forward drive by Harriet, suddenly they've begun to get their hands on the ball a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been impressed with Gregor McNeish, the Heriots standoff. He's pulling his strings. He's got Cammy Ferguson alongside him in the centre. Experienced players, you see both of them in action there.
That
and
was a nice wee dummy, wasn't it, by McNeish?
Yeah, McNeish looks comfortable. He's just
Wonder if we
moved
can
to
see
Heriots.
that one again. It was just a lovely wee hold of the ball and a delay in the pass. There he is. Young Gregor McNeish just disappearing out of the picture. Number 10.
Yeah, just formerly Dunfermline player and moved to Harriets, but he's kicking
again.
well, he's passing well.
Look at that, just a lovely wee delay and then the pop on.
And that's where Nemo just keep hold of that ball, just build the phases. You're in behind the Melrose defensive line, try and retain possession.
Lovely take by James Head. Pearce leads out. Here's Dodds. He'll do the hard yards, as they say, makes 4 or 5 metres. Good ball from Wilson, lovely service off the right hand. Nagle with a burst. Andrew Nagle clean through. Then the pass out to Fraser Thompson. This could be what a marvellous tackle. Lockington is there. Lockington for Melrose. That is a superb try. That is a great try. Almost the length of the field. And that was vintage Melrose.
Ah, fantastic try, wasn't it? Nagle with the initial burst, the back rower playing in the centre, but then when he went through, when he broke the line, he got the ball into 2 hands, delivered a beautiful pass to Fraser Thompson, who kept the pace on it, and eventually Austin Lockington supporting on the inside gets a try. A great try for Melrose.
A beautiful score. Here it is again. Chris, just talk us through this.
Well, Richard Mill had 2 of the big Fijian on his outside, but chose to go across him to Andrew Nagle, who are on a great support line, and that's a brilliant pass under pressure in the damp conditions to Fraser Thompson, who then in turn managed to get the offload away under pressure again, and Austin Lockington bursts 2 tackles and gets under the post. A great team try for Melrose. There was decoy runners, there was pace onto the ball, and there's a really good finish.
Here's Richard Mill with a conversion attempt. Another couple of points for Melrose. So the gap narrows. 7-0, 7-10, I beg your pardon. Harriets still in the lead, but the gap has narrowed. That was a lovely try. That could be one of the tries of the season, actually, when they look back over the senior season at around about this time next year, because the season's almost 12 months long now.
Yeah, a good pass. Good pass for Richard Mill. It kept the pace on, and Nagle drove through, got the ball in 2 hands. Good pass, good support play, and a good example of what Melrose are capable of.
Ooh, fabulous take there. Here's McNish. Out it goes to Nemo. Along the line to Steele. Steele just trying to step away from Rory Tollins' tackle. This young 19-year-old away in the far wing for Melrose. Oh, and the turnover. Great stuff by, was that Irvin Hess? Here's Richard Mill again. They know what to do, these experienced players. Get it down the field, play it at the other team's end. Into touch it goes.
Yeah, good kick for Charlie Simpson. The Harriets back 3 have covered the kicks really quite well. Keith Buchan's positional play has been exceptional so far. And that time, Charlie Simpson, the left winger, was covered round. He'd covered it. So some good good examples of back 3 play by Harriets. But actually, a cracking start to the game. Harriets on top to start with, but Melrose are coming back into it with that fantastic try.
Harriets pinch the line out. The big jumpers there are Cogley and Nemo, and of course they've got Murray Douglas as well, who's another big 6'6" jumper. He's at number 6. There's some beef on the hoof in that Harriets pack if they just get it sort of channeled. Chip over the top by Wilson. Here goes Tolland. Nice play, lovely hands, great hands. Here goes Mill, chance here for Lockington. He's got Nagle inside, could be another try. Oh, another brilliant score for Melrose. Absolutely superb rugby. Andrew Nagle dives over for their second try in a couple of minutes, completely changing the scoreline. Melrose ahead at 12-10.
Well, Bill, you mentioned the last try was a candidate for try of the season. And then here's another. I think this one beats it, to be honest. Fantastic team try again from Melrose. It came from Graham Wilson's box kick. A little bit too short, but very, very well covered by Tom Wilson. Watch this. He knew it, and he quickly got the pass away to Tollins. And then watch the offload from Tollin here. In the tackle, won the space, 2 hands. Wonderful pass by Neil Inverhess. And then we've got forwards and backs, interlinking play. And then from here, this is a good finish. Good pass outside to Austin Lockington, and then his centre partner, Andrew Nagle, working really hard on the inside, and he gets his reward with a try. Fantastic try for Melrose.
Super try. Richard Mill, conversion again. Melrose being kind to their stand-up. Conversions in front of the posts. 14 points to 10. 14 points to 10. There's Richard Mill just trotting back, happy as you like.
Shows you how quickly games can change and how important counter-attack and good counter-attack is. But must admit there, Melrose with forwards and backs interlinking, high level of skill, and there's nothing that Heriots defence could do about it.
So from 10-0 down, Melrose now 14-10 ahead. 2 tries in 2 minutes. Great stuff. Away go the big men for Harriets. Turley leading by example in the thick of it. Graham Wilson there, but it's one for Melrose. I think Irvin Hess is on the deck. And wee Charlie Simpson has to come back and cover. He's got Keith Buchan in field if he needs him. Better use him. Oh, well drawn. He drew the man beautifully. Then gave the pass. Buchan with the kick. Dodds with the catch. Thompson. Just get the feeling that Melrose have maybe a wee bit more rugby in their locker at this stage than Heriots, but we'll see. 10 minutes to go to half time. Nice clearing almost up beside us. Chris sitting here above crowd level.
Managed by Melrose, that wasn't it? Again, good fullback or backfield coverage by both sides, but the pressure eventually getting to Charlie Simpson. His lungs must be bursting. He was up and down the field, and that time, by the time he got back, they only had the energy to clear up to the 10-metre line for a Melrose line out.
So just a little pause while a treatment given by the Melrose physios to their injured player.
We stressed that
Todd Pierce, I think it is.
Yeah, just getting a bump in the knee, but we stressed that the pre-season nature of the opening game between Edinburgh and Leicester, and this is a pre-season fixture as well for these two teams. So, you know, I think we should just congratulate the level of ability that we've seen so far in the first half hour. The two tries that Melrose just scored, you know, don't look like pre-season tries. The execution, the work rate, the skill level was fantastic. And Heriots, the way they started, so we haven't mentioned this as a pre-season fixture, and it certainly doesn't look like them with the level of ability that's on the field.
Interesting here, last year at this time in August, Melrose beat Heriots 30 points to 13. And then in October, just a couple of months after that, Heriots turned the tables and they beat Melrose 30 points to 17. So, you know, that last year at this time of the year, there wasn't an awful lot between these sides. Let's see how this game pans out. You can see from the scoreline at the top of your screen there, Melrose leading 14-10, having trailed 10-0 at one stage. What a turnaround we've had. Away go the big jumpers. Murray Douglas. And this is Borrell, Nathan Borrell. Used to play his rugby with Bordeaux-Bègles. Nice pass from McLeish to Ferguson. Ferguson's pass a wee bit behind Nimmo. Simpson has to scamper and clean it up. Whoops, here he goes. Whoa, look at that. You see the sidestep on this wet turf is so difficult to counter-attack by the tackler. And away goes Nimmo. What a pick-up. Oh, great pass by Ferguson. Chance here. This is Turley. The kick ahead, the race to the line. And Thompson gets back for Melrose. Good play by Heriots, good defence by Melrose. Is it carried over? Yes, it is. Scrum 5.
Yeah, just carried over. It's another great exhibition. Well, rugby really started from that wonderful counter-attack with Charlie Simpson. The kick chase wasn't up to as good as it's been earlier on. He managed to sniff out a gap, went up the middle, and then Heriots kept the ball. Jack Turley was in the left-hand flank, put a lovely grubber kick through. And Fraser Thompson got back to cover well, but he took it over his own line, and therefore it's a scrum, an attacking ball to Heriots. As you see, here's Simpson's counter-attack right up the middle. It's the end of it. And the offload, Nemo got involved again. Lovely pick-up by Cammy Ferguson, and here's Turley. Number 7 on the outside. Good decision, otherwise he was going to be into touch, and Fraser Thompson gets back and tidies up.
See, and there's Fraser Thompson in defence, but we've actually seen Fraser Thompson for Melrose and Keith Buchan, the Heriots fullback, in both attack and defence today. Chris, and as a former fullback yourself, you would be enjoying seeing them contributing in such a big way to the game.
Oh, absolutely. And both good players. Both, obviously, Fraser Thompson was involved with Glasgow 2 seasons ago, and Keith Buchan's been in the Scotland under-20 side. But the reading of the game's been what's impressed me so far, especially Keith Buchan. He's been under every ball, and Fraser Thompson is Melrose's star man. He's their captain, he's their talisman, and we'll see a lot from him this afternoon as well.
I'm just wondering who number 23 is, because for Melrose we don't have a number 23 on our team sheets. Right, so he will remain anonymous for the time being. We'll get that one sorted out. Here's Harriets, though, back to the action. Oh, and they've got the penalty with an almighty heave in that scrummage, which asked an awful lot of questions of the Melrose pack there on this wet, greasy turf. Now, Graham Wilson is going for another scrum, Chris.
Yeah, I think that's a wise decision as well. I see the Harriets guys just get so hard to tell, but they're moving forward and win the penalty. And
they might try to get a nice sort of platform for Jason Hill, who's quick off the back of the scrummage,
well, if we could
do a pick-up and go.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a powerful runner, but you see Charlie Simpson hovering inside an inside shoulder of Gregor McNeish as well, and that poses a different question for the Melrose defence. What does Tua do? Does he go in the defensive line, or does he, leave his blindside here? It's a great position for Harris to be in.
Just under 6 minutes to go to half-time. Wilson with a put in, Cooper with a strike, Hill with the ball at his feet. Can the big Harriets number 8 control it? Ooh, it's a penalty try. Well, would you believe it? Would you believe it? Penalty try for Harriets, deliberately collapsing the scrum by Melrose. And there we are, another 5 points. So, what a seesaw of a game, because Harriets are now in the lead by 1 point. Melrose 14, Harriets 15.
Yeah, I'm really quite surprised that Harriets had the dominant scrum there. Of course they did. They were going towards the line, but then when the ball came out, it looked as if it was a knock-on. As you see here, the pressure comes on. Good drive by Harriets, and then the closer they got to the line, the ball actually pops out there.
I think Lewis Carmichael and was hauled back by some of his own teammates as the scrum spun. But if a try would otherwise have been scored, but for the penalty.
Let's have a look. You see the dominant scrum anyway by Harriets, driving towards the line. Decisions make, penalty try, converted by Graham Wilson.
Well, there we go. We watched the professionals for an hour and a half. What many tries? We saw 2 tries in 80 minutes, and here we are. We've seen 3 in 30. So this is good club rugby. Richard Milvan, former Harrieter, kicking off. Jason Hill, Graham Wilson. Wilson's the alt heed, as they say, of the Harriets side. Dodds with a quickly taken one to Thompson. This is Ferguson, Cammy Ferguson. There's Jason Hill, look at that, what a line. James heads after him, brilliant pass by Hill. Ferguson got turned in the tackle. Their advantage coming Harriets' way, according to the referee. Yeah, I think some Harriets boys are offside. Yeah, didn't retreat.
Yeah, it was from the kick, wasn't it? Fraser Thompson's kick. He kicked quite short, and then the players in front of him, the Melrose players in front of him, have to make an effort to run back towards their goal line. They can't stand still and let Fraser Thompson put them onside. They have to go back. Wonderfully picked up actually by Cammy Ferguson in there as well, and a superb line again. Jason Hill, who's carried a lot of ball for Heriots, coming at the ball at pace and breaking the defensive line, but we went back for the penalty.
So Heriots have the throw in, and here it is, Blair Cooper throwing in. Well taken again by the Heriots line out. See how tightly they get bound together. And they really have posed a lot of problems to Melrose in that department. Here's the ball coming back. Wilson, nice pass off the left hand. Ferguson, lovely running around there by McNeish. And then Buchan coming into the line. Might have been just McNeish's second time. Well defended though by Melrose. Yeah, that was very good scramble defence, because Heriots had good momentum on that. Yeah,
Heriots did really well to free the ball, really. Gregor McNeish, who has impressed me, I must say, going round in the loop and almost getting away, but well tackled by Lockington. And then it was when the ball came to Keith Buchan, he was held up in the tackle. We spoke about that in the previous game, how you can hold the tackler up, don't let the tackler get the ball to deck, and if it doesn't come out, you get the turnover. So good defence by Melrose.
We've seen 4 tries in this game, 2 to each side. The first by Turley for Heriots, the second and third by Lockington and Nagle for Melrose, and then that penalty try just a couple of minutes ago for scrummage collapse by Melrose.
You see Max Nemo there just in the picture. He's the last defender as such in the front line for Harriets. Charlie Simpson's dropped right back. Keith Buchan's obviously back, so there's an attacking opportunity here for Melrose if they see it. Yes, you're in your own 22, but you've actually got a 5-on-3, 5 attackers against 3 defenders there that Rich Mill hopefully should pick up for Melrose, and it might get the Tito Mua.
And between Liam Steele, number 13 in the front of the picture, just walking a couple of steps forward, between him, Max Nimmo rather, between him and the touchline, there's about, what, 35, 40 metres?
Yeah.
So there's a big space.
Absolutely, there's half the field, effectively, for Fraser Thompson and Tito Amua to run in it, if Melrose can recognise that.
I'd like to see this big Melrose right winger, Tito Mua, get the ball in hand and show what he can do. Melrose ball, Tom Wilson scoops it away, Richard Mill, lovely pass off the left hand. Lockington well caught by Ferguson for Harriets. Melrose first to the breakdown and in numbers. Wilson again. Don't think it was straight there. I think the throw-in from touch there by Harriets when they took the quick throw-in was slightly off the straight. So Melrose will get the option of the scrum of the line out if my assessment is correct. Yeah, there you go.
Going back to that scrum, it was identified by Rich Mill Melrose, but it was actually well covered. Cammy Ferguson and Max Nemo sliding really hard in defence and getting a tackle in on Lockington.
James Head gets good ball for Melrose. Dodge at standoff. The freed Richard Mill in the middle, and there's the gap, and Mill is away. He had Mua on his right. This is Lockington again. Ball went forward. Great play by Melrose. There are times they just cut the field wide open, and it looks so simple.
Yeah, that's good coaching, isn't it? You see the set piece play. Robert Christie, the Melrose backs coach, will be delighted to see that. He'll have planned for what kind of defence Harriets have, and they'd identified that. They had Graham Dodds at first receiver at standoff, who gave a lovely pass out the back, and then that freed Richard Mill. Eventually, it was I'm not sure who put the tackle in, but it was a big tackle on Austin Lockington that got the turnover. But really nice attacking play from Melrose.
Lovely piece of running and very well engineered as well. Sort of thing that the spectators like to see, because they like the ball being thrown around and guys making breaks in midfield. Yeah,
there's just that big tackle. I think it might be Cammy Ferguson getting back on Austin Lockington that brought that nice attack to an end and gave Herriets a put into the scrum.
And here's Wilson with a put in, Cooper with the strike. That's not a daft kick. Here's Fraser Thompson now. Let's see what this fella can do. Here's Tito Mua. Big strong lad. Down in the deck, gets the ball back. Well, no mistakes so far. This is Colin Arthur, the big fella from Biggar. Played for Scottish universities. Out it goes along the line. Todd Pearce, Graham Dodds. Dodds is a great rugby player. He's got super hands and a wee show and go there. The show was fast. The go was a wee bit slower. As Graham himself would probably admit. But it was very good rugby. Back goes Liam Steele.
That's a good kick as well. Well, that was quick. Half-time whistle goes and is taking us all by surprise, really. Fantastic series of tries in the first half with both Melrose and Herriets.
Okay, so there we are then here at Melrose, half-time, with a scoreline of Melrose 14, Herriets 17. The man in the middle, of course, of the whistle was Graham Wells, and, well, you can't do anything in rugby these days without the help of the referees.
Graham, you're the match referee today. This is the inaugural BT Charity Shield Melrose against Herriets. League starts next week. What are you expecting from this game, it's a good match-up between these two sides.
Yeah, I'm expecting a good game today. I think there'll be a lot of intensity. Pre-season friendlies are very useful, and the teams try and achieve what they can out of it. But I think this will be very useful for both teams, regardless of the result, to try and get that intensity up, to get the real game feel about it, and it'll be good for everyone else involved, spectators, and I'm looking forward to it myself, really.
I don't want to put the kiss of death on it, but we're talking about two expansive sides, and it should be an attractive brand of rugby that's out there.
I would expect so. I mean, there's been a bit of rain today, so the field might be a bit damp on the top, but it's certainly hard, and there's certainly an opportunity to throw the ball about. Harriets like to open it up and play from various angles, and I know Melrose, playing at home, will like to show all their cards and make sure that they've covered everything before the season starts. So I don't think any team will be holding anything back, and there'll certainly be an entertaining game.
The last time I saw you, you were with the other elite refs in Scottish Rugby, and you were going through your paces and a fitness regime.
Yeah.
You talk about pre-season for the players, but pre-season for the referees. How much work do you guys do in the summer months?
Yeah, it's essential. Pre-season for our players and referees is pretty much the same. We've got certain levels of fitness and that we have to meet, and speed, and that's the testing you will have seen. 40-metre sprints to make sure we can get to the breakdown, fitness tests, yo-yo tests to make sure that we can keep going for the duration of the match and be up with play to make the credible decisions. So summer doesn't really stop for the referees, it doesn't stop for the players. We keep going, pounding the streets, to make sure that fitness level's up there. And the referees know the level that they have to meet to referee at a given standard, and certainly work hard to do that, and take a professional approach to it, really, and make sure that their body's in the right condition to be able to approach each game with the best they can, really.
We saw you having a little conference out there, all the match officials out just in the centre of the field there, just I think presuming to chat through what's going to happen this afternoon and how you deal with things.
Yeah.
How much preparation would you do for a match like this? What does the week involve up to a match day?
Yeah, well, it doesn't really stop. It actually just keeps going, the process. So at the end of the game on a Saturday and a Sunday, we'll be starting to review the DVD of that game Monday, Tuesday. I have a coach who goes through it separately, creates a timeline, what went well, what went badly. I'll do the same, be pretty critical of myself, and because the accountability's there. I'll go through that, make sure that I can get some tangible lessons for the following week. We'll go through that with the coach, and then once my analysis is done in my own game, I'll start to look at some games of the teams that I'm about to referee that Saturday coming, see how they play, how they approach the game, and try and make sure that I'm in the best possible position coming into the match day, that I understand enough about the teams that I can officiate to the best of my ability. So it's a kind of process that comes along, and what you've seen in the centre there is probably just a culmination of that before the game starts, where I'm giving my thoughts to my LRs, they're bringing it back, and we're making sure that we're all on the same wavelength going into the game.
The next question could be a half-hour documentary. But we saw the importance in the first game today, we saw the importance of the breakdown, and the breakdown is the dominant area of the game in modern rugby.
Sure.
I've often asked players about what they're looking to do as they approach a breakdown,
sure,
whether it's in defence or whether it's in attack.
Yeah.
What's a referee looking to do when he approaches that area?
Yeah, it's a good question, because there's a lot of focus put on scrum and line out and other areas of the field. You might have 20 scrums in a match, but you're guaranteed maybe 200 breakdowns or tackle ruck during the game. So the referee has to be extremely consistent, and he has to know what he's looking for in that situation. So he's looking for a clean, clear space, so the tackler fulfills his obligations, and that then the team that's in possession, or the team that deserves it, has the space to play rugby. So you're looking for positive behaviour, and you're looking for to keep that area clean, so that you've got the image in your head what it should look like, and if it's different from that image, then you think, well, is there something going wrong here? Why is it going wrong? Is it legal? Is it illegal? And take it from there, and you can progress to penalties if you need to, or try and manage it out of the game in another way, which is a big part of it, the management side. So
I'm sure we can return to that topic at another time.
Hopefully, yeah.
Have a good one today. Hope it goes well.
Yes, nice.
We are, and there's that lovely backdrop of the Eildon Hills, and well, we've had sunny periods but quite a lot of rain today, and the weather may have played some part in our satellite transmission problems, because we understand that those of you who are sitting at home watching this have been unable to see it continuously. However, the news is that we're working very hard to sort that out, and we hope that we will be able to get it back to you before the end of the game. If you decide you want to, you can see it in its entirety on the Daily Record website tomorrow, and you can also see it on YouTube at Scottish Rugby. So there you are. I'm sorry for the transmission problems, and let's hope that the game keeps going as well as it has done in the first half. It's been a very exciting game. We've had 4 super tries. I wonder if we can have another look at them just as we have time before the players come back onto the field before the start of the second half. The first was by Jack Turley for Harriets.
Yeah, this was a good number of phases really for Harriets, and this is when they were at their sharpest, getting over the advantage line. As you can see, Cogley doing really well there. Then Graham Wilson hits his captain Jack Turley in the standoff position. A lovely fade with the ball, going away from a defender, and then it was open space. You got the knees up, and Fraser Thompson tried to get back. A fantastic try. Here we see Cogley making the yards, doing the hard work, looking after the ball. And then Wilson's pass. Just watch Turley, just moves, just drifts off the left foot to get outside Neil Van Hess. And from there he had the athleticism and the speed to outrun Fraser Thompson's effort. And that was a fantastic start and a wonderful try for Jack Turley. He was delighted as well.
And Graham Wilson converted that one. And then number 2 try of the match was from Austin Lockington. Here's Andrew Nagle, Chris, making the break.
Yeah, Nagle makes a break from a lovely pass from Richard Millen, and that pass there is absolutely spot on. Through the eye of a needle to Fraser Thompson, who did well to support and then get the ball into 2 hands for the offload. And still there was work to do as Lockington broke 1 tackle and then a second tackle. And believe it or not, he fought his way all the way around under the post, and that was Melrose playing off the front foot, playing with a lot of tempo. Austin Lockington, a sevens specialist really in South Africa, really, showing that with that ability. But look at that, Andrew Nagle plays in the back row, but he had the balance and the vision to find that gap, execute that pass. And you always want to work hard on the inside to get the support play. Always support. You never know when that pass is going to come. Fraser Thompson supported, Lockington supported, and there's Lockington's dive for his try.
Richard Mill's conversion made it 7-10 in Harriet's favour, but then came the second Melrose try within the space of a couple of minutes.
Yeah, this is wonderful counter-attack. Tom Wilson, the scrum half, read it and got the ball to Toland, who made the initial damage. And look at the pass here, out to Richard Mill, and ball in 2 hands again. And then there was almost a 3-and-2 situation there, which are quite difficult often to find the right gap or to choose the right option. But again, it comes down to support play, ball running 2 hands, simple things done well. And this time Lockington gets the ball back inside his centre partner Nagle. Just off screen here we see Tolan coming in, offload, Neil Van Hess with a pass, and then James Head out to Richard Mill. And this is a great finish. It's quite difficult. Almost 2-and-2, but a lovely ball back inside. Soft hands to Andrew Nagle, who's working hard, and his reward is a try into the sticks, which Richard Mill converted.
That was a lovely sort of open rugby try, but this Harriet's try was exactly the opposite. Sheer brute strength, Chris.
Yeah, there was the scrum just prior to that. Harriets had dominated and they'd won a penalty. They opted from that penalty to take another scrum. And that scrum resulted in a penalty try. Both scrums were dominant. It's not often you see a penalty try after just 2 scrums, but I think we can all see that Harriets were on the front foot here. They were driving towards the line. The ball sort of spat out to the side a little bit and eventually was picked up, I think, by Jason Hill. But you can see there that the Harriets front row are still intact as a unit, driving Melrose back. And Graham Wells decided enough's enough. Penalty try that put Harriets back in the lead.
I think Nathan Burrell was instrumental in the drive in that try. Graham Wilson converted, and that was it until half-time. Melrose 14, Harriets 17. So we're just waiting the arrival of the teams back on the pitch after the interval. They'll be out in just a minute or so. And, for a club game at this stage in the season, Chris, 4 tries, 3 of them spectacular efforts, and 1, for the purist, the pushover try.
Well, that
the
needs work
penalty
as well.
try was a good one as well.
That needs work. It needs worked on. It needs executed, and they did that. The Harriets did that for that penalty try really, really well. So we kept saying in the opening game, it's a pre-season. and this is a pre-season game for these two sides as well, but the execution or the skill on show has been fantastic, as we see Jack Turley lead his Harriets side back onto the field, and hopefully, for us certainly, the second half's as exciting as the first.
And I hope there's no more rain, because my commentary sheet has just about become paper mache. We're going to manage nevertheless. It's been mixed weather, but everybody just soldiers on, because that's what you expect at this time of year. And in truth, we've had a very good summer. And here are the Harriets guys, just wondering how they can get themselves into this game right at the start and get another try, which might just set them on the way to victory.
Yeah, we see there some high numbers, 18, 19. There's 2 or 3 changes as well, so Phil Smith's obviously having a look at some of his players. And let's hope that doesn't sort of interrupt the flow of the game, because it has been a great exhibition so far. And as we say, that Fraser Thompson leads his side back on. How will Harriets get back involved? I think their set pieces have been good. I think Gregor McNeish has impressed at fly half. He's bringing the attacking players that Harriets have into the game well. And they're led very, very well by Jack Turley in the number 7 shirt. So Melrose have shown flashes of brilliance, 2 fantastic tries, but they've maybe lost the set piece battle a little bit. So John DL and Robert Christie and the guys will be looking for improvement there in the second half.
Graham Wells in the centre. 40 minutes to go. There's the scoreline at the top of the page. 3 points between the sides for the BT Charity Shield, the inaugural BT Charity Shield, played between Harriets, who won the Cup, and Melrose, who won the Premiership. Ball knocked back by Big Carmichael there with a blue scrum cap on. Harriets get it though in the turnover. McNeish testing out Fraser Thompson in these opening minutes. Now there have been 1 or 2 changes to the Harriets lineup. I see Rory Carmichael is on, and I think that is Rhys Davis as well.
Stuart Edwards looks as if he's playing stand-off for Harriets. I think Harry Vasso is on the left wing, so quite a few changes, Bill. And Phil Smith's obviously, as we said, using this fixture to have a look at his team going forward into the season.
Melrose have managed to get the impetus from that. Here it comes along the line. Lockington. Oh, poorish pass there, just slid out of his hands. Here's Tito Mua. Nice offload to Fraser Thompson. Good ball. This is Tolland. That might go dead. It does. All the way back.
Disappointing end to that move there, just Tolland putting too much on it. You know, it's the first time we've seen Mua with his hands on the ball, really, and what he did wonderfully well is he drew in 2 defenders and managed to get his hands free for the offload to Fraser Thompson, who again hitting good lines out there, good support play. And when the ball came back inside to Tolland, he just overcooked the chip a little bit, and the ball went dead.
Now, Chris,
here we go.
Just
missed the first one, but that was Fraser Thompson back inside to Tolland, and maybe he could have kept that in the hand.
Aye.
But running at that pace, going so quickly, it's hard to deliver a short kick, and it just ran too far. And the result is a scrum back to Harriet.
Let's just sort out these Harriets backs. We've still got McNeish at standoff, inside centre. Is it Carmichael?
Yes.
And Learmonth at outside centre. Steele in this right wing, and away in the far wing we've got Harry Boisseau, and we've still got Keith Buchan at fullback. That right? Yes.
Charlie Simpson at fullback now. I think there's a few changes.
Oh right, it is Charlie Simpson.
Charlie Simpson at fullback, yeah. And from that scrum, the set piece momentum continues with Harriets. They managed to win the penalty from the scrum, and here's Stuart Edwards looking to put the ball deep into Melrose territory.
Cooper with the throw. Plenty jumpers there. Up goes Carmichael for Melrose, but eventually it was Turley took it for Harriets. James Head comes spinning out there, number 4 from the back of his Melrose shirt. And away goes this big lad, Struan Cessford, 19 plus stones of him. And again, the wet ball, problems. Mua goes. Tito Mua is away. They can't get at him. It's going to be up to Charlie Simpson. Lovely feed infield. Tom Wilson is going to be the scorer. No, he's not. It's going to be Rory Knott. Rory Knott gets the opener in the second half. And again, the seesaw swings. Again, the pendulum swings. Melrose go ahead at 19-17.
Another great try, wasn't it? And it's interesting, all three Melrose tries have come from the same area, deep inside their own half. That time it was a turnover possession, and we saw Tito Moore, the guy you've been desperate to see with the ball in the hands from the turnover. Good initial defence by Melrose, and then that's a great pass out to Moore. He had a lot of space. Once he beat the first man, Jack Turley, with a strong handoff, he had a lot of space. We thought he was going to do it himself, but Tom Wilson's working really hard. Look at that number 9 on the inside, and unselfishly popping the ball to Rory Knott to score just to the right hand side of the post. And all three of Melrose's tries have been impressive, and they've all came from deep in their own half. Here's another look at it here.
Richard Mill makes it 21-17.
Wide open spaces. We thought he could maybe do it himself, but unselfishly the right decision. A good pass back inside to Wilson, back inside to Knott, and it puts Melrose back in front.
Good score. Seen some very good scores today. That's try number 5 of this match. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 for Melrose, 2 for Harriets. And the sun comes out in the green yards again. What a great place for rugby. And of course this, for those of you who are watching maybe for the first time seeing rugby coming from Melrose, this is the home of Rugby Sevens. This is where it all started with Ned Haig. And there's a lovely spin out the tackle there by Rory Knott, the try scorer. Penalty against Harriets, not quite sure what Graham Wells gave that one for.
I think he's saying in from the side, so the defending player for Harriets coming in from the side. But also I think as soon as you lay a hand on the attacking scrum half, with when he doesn't have the ball, you're going to be penalised. So it's usually scrum halves can buy a penalty, if that's the right phrase. Yeah. But I see Tom Wilson getting pulled back into the ruck there, and I think that's what the penalty went towards Melrose.
Wee ball boy there drying the ball on the towel, you see, just to give the hooker something to grip a hold of. Richard Ferguson about to throw in for Melrose. There it goes. Beautiful take by Carmichael. Back to Wilson. Here goes Knott again. This lad, Rory Knott, has had a very, very good 40 minutes plus in this game. Settling to senior rugby without any problem. Away goes Nicky Little. That's Ross Miller, I think, number 23 in the black scrum cap for Melrose. And slow ball, so they have to reorganise and kind of set it all up again. So it's taken ages to get out. Here goes Little. Wilson, like a wee wasp at the back there, just looking for one way to go, then the other. Never settling, never being orthodox, always asking questions.
Different play for Melrose that time, wasn't it? We've seen the free-flowing counter-attack and open play, but that penalty came from sustained hard work by the forwards, getting round the corner, smashing into the Harriets defence. So they're obviously showing the balance they have to the game, and it's great to see that they're developing both parts of the game ahead of the season. But I must say, Harriets worked really hard in defence. They got round the corner. There was enough players on their feet to stop Melrose, but unfortunately for them, they gave away the penalty.
21-17. Melrose within inches of another try. Oh, and they've got the penalty now. What's happening here? Let's have a look. Is this a yellow card? Oh, it is. And is this the captain, Jack Turley? Yes, it is. It's Jack Turley who's off for 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll get another look at that. It was a loud blast by Graham Wells, and it's difficult to see, but I think it was pulling down in the line. I think the jumper went out of the line out catcher from Melrose was taken out in the air, which is a yellow card defence. That happened just before that.
So Melrose will be looking to add points here, just get a bit of superiority. Here's the incident again. No, it's not. This is the live action. Up they go. Ooh, Head managed to get it at the second asking. There's Rory Knott, is he through? Yes, he's got it again. Rory Knott, just sheer belligerence and perseverance, got him there. Straight through the tail of the line out, up he gets. 2 tries for the young man, 26 points to 17, Melrose ahead.
Yeah, well worked try actually. There was just well taken by Head at the line, and then crucially when the ball was moving forward, when Melrose had momentum, was a lovely little slip pass to Rory Knott. As we see, the Head will go up, he'll get hoisted up, he'll win this ball at the front of the line. There's a call. Great take with 2 hands, and then just watch Rory Knott. Ball just slipped to him, and he takes the space right over the top and fights hard to score for Melrose. 2 tries in as many minutes for Rory Knott.
Very good score, very alert, taking the opportunity as it arose. Here's Richard Mill. Sun sort of dappling the green yards now, shadows of trees. On the field, Stuart Johnson with a yellow tabard behind him, just watching proceedings. Here's Mill then from about 35 metres. Oh, and that's a nice kick as well by Richard Mill. Another couple of valuable points for Melrose, who are now 11 points ahead at 28 points to 17, thanks to that try by Rory Knott, his second, and the conversion by Richard Mill.
Here's another look at a try. Good athletic take by Head, and then you see there's a slip pass to Rory Knott. And usually you need your teammates to drive you over from there, but he had the strength to go through and get his second try.
Harriets looking just a wee bit downbeat, I thought there, the body language of 1 or 2 of them when Knott scored that try. Now some replacements coming on to the Melrose team. Let's see who these are.
It's Blair Hutchison coming on in the
Blair
midfield.
Hutchison in the midfield. And Murdo McAndrew, is it?
McAndrew,
Scrum
yeah.
half, yeah.
Another new player to Melrose this season, Murdo McAndrew. Just in the summer played for Scotland under 20s in New Zealand. Clever player, and he'll be looking to get his Melrose career off to a good start. Blair Hutchison played in the same under 20 side and was absolutely outstanding in the midfield as well. So a lot of good young talent here at Melrose.
Cooper with a throw. Oh, was there a dummy? Yes, there was. There was a dummy throw there by Blair Cooper, and that's not allowed. Here comes McAndrew, and then along the line to Dodds. Thompson, and here comes Tolland. This boy Tolland's fast. Thompson at scrum half. Lockington on the half volley. Look at that wee sidestep. Graham Wilson went in for that ball, and I think it was blasted off it, but I think there was an infringement by Melrose in the process.
Yeah, I think it was Richard Ferguson. I think obviously Austin Locking taking it in, got the offload away really well to Ferguson. Now he has to release. Graham Wilson did well to get his hands on the ball. Pretty quick on the whistle actually, Graham Wells. But because Graham Wilson was on his feet, he had his hands on the ball, the rights were with him.
That's Learmonth with a kick to touch. Good line out ball. Cooper has it at the tail. He wants Wilson to tell him what to do with it. Head comes all the way through. Oh, and forced the knock on.
Bit frustrating that for Harriets. I think, this is just right in front of us, Bill. I think Head probably came round the side of that maul. He has to come through the middle. He's quite fortunate to get away with that. You see Graham Wilson asking the referee there, confirming, what the infringement was. But I think Melrose got away with one there. James Head coming round the side of the rack and interfering with the ball before it got to Graham Wilson's hands. But so difficult for the referee, and an opportunity now for Melrose.
So this wee lad, Murdo McAndrew, with number 20 in the back of his white shirt for Melrose, an interesting character. Scotland under 20s player and had a spell at Clermont Auvergne. with Mark Bennett of Glasgow, of course, was there at the time, and of course former Jed prop Neil McElroy as team manager there in Clermont. So there's a big board. There was a big Scottish contingent. Now, here's Charlie Simpson kicking out of defence. Thompson waits away back in his own 22. Graham Wilson took it beautifully. Melrose just with that little bit more energy and that little bit quicker to the ball, and then getting themselves offside. And looking, I would think, to capitalise on this 11-point lead that they've had. They've had a couple of quick tries in the second half by Rory Knott. Both of them converted by Richard Mill. Here's this penalty offence again. Is he offside? I think they might have been offside.
Yeah, it's well taken by Graham Wilson. The high kick from Fraser Thompson, and then as Graham Wilson presents the ball back, I think there's a Melrose boot. As he's offside, just fly hacks it through, yeah.
But another 3 minutes to go before Jack Turley gets back on for Harriets. Remember, Harriets are down to 14 men at the moment. In go the Edinburgh pack. Here's Jason Hill. Been such a stalwart for Harriets over the years. Very good sevens player as well. Wilson. Lovely pick and drive. Wilson goes. Hill now. And that's Ben Cogley, number 4. Might have been one of the Nimmo boys. The Harriets numbers are all over the place today, I'm afraid. Cogley, number 5 it is. That was him with the ball. And away goes Russell Nimmo again. Here they come. Max is that Edwards? And then Simpson. See, it's untidy ball. Liam Steele now. Let's see what he can do. Is one of these guys who just glides and goes. Oh, what a lovely pass. Learmonth. Strong as you like. Is there somebody there for the pass? This could be a try. The big lads there. Sesford. Great score. That is a superb score.
That's another fantastic
That's a
try.
fabulous try for Harriets. It really is great rugby, Chris.
Yeah, once again, how many great tries have we seen? And this is down to 14 men as well. Harriets built the phases. I thought they were actually doing really well to retain possession, being down to 14 men, and then come up and strike with that. It was a fantastic try, well finished by Sesford, but there's so many playing the build-up, as you see. Harriets picking up Liam Steele, just wandering across the field, and then Learmonth comes in the line and has the power to break the line and then break Fraser Thompson's tackle, get his hands free after the tackle by McAndrew, and Sesford supporting, gets over the line. Good try, great skill level, and brings Harriets right back into the game.
Prop forwards try from 2 metres, but he was there.
He was there.
How did that big 19-stoner get up in support?
Well, you can see him there. Look, he's bursting.
Yeah.
He's coming through. He's fighting his way through the traffic to get on the end of it.
Look at him go.
And score.
Well done, big Struan Sesford. Now, here's the conversion attempt. (28-22) at the moment. See how the sun's bothering the kicker here, right into his eyes, this setting sun. Has he managed to steer it over? Nah, he's pushed it wide. So, 28-22, but that was another great try.
Yeah, it was really well done actually. When a player runs across the field with the ball in 2 hands, it draws the defence onto him, and Liam Steele did exactly that. The next part of the equation is someone has to hit a line, somebody has to come hard onto the ball at pace, and Learmonth did exactly that. and the support from Cessford got them their try.
So this BT Charity Shield match is certainly giving the season the grandest start, because 28-22, and we have had 7 tries in this game. And my old friend and mentor Norman Mayer always used to say, tries are the great currency of rugby. That's what it's all about. Liam Steele with a catch, trying to get away from Thompson. Oh, look at Steele go! Almost through. Suddenly Harriets, with a bit more possession, beginning to look a little bit more active. Jason Hill powering away up that touchline. Knows the green yards well, of course, because he's been playing rugby for Harriets for quite a while now, Jason Hill, and played 15s and 7s here. Lovely pass, great rugby. Into Steele again, there he goes, look at this lad. Here comes Simpson. Melrose are going to have to tackle Simpson with a great sidestep, goes right past Carmichael. And again, the big men back in the action. Is that Turley back on the field? Will be, yeah. He's had his 10 minutes in the sin bin, and there's a penalty to Melrose.
Another great passage you play, Bill, from Harriets, one side of the pitch to the other. There was an inside ball to Lermouth. There's Steele got his hands on the ball with a wonderful counter-attack. Turley just out the sin bin, taking the ball forward, but the Melrose defence was up to the task, and you see Graham Dodds fighting hard to stay on his feet and winning a turnover. Great rugby, great display, wonderful game to watch. Not only the tries, but the defence and the commitment as well.
So Melrose right on halfway. There's Fraser Thompson, the Melrose captain, and there's Murdo McAndrew, the replacement scrum half, the wee former Scotland under-20 cap. And there are Harriets steamrolling the line. Look at this, away they go again. Russell Nimmo. Super pass. Oh, lovely hands. Chance for Charlie Simpson. Can I get it clear to Steele? Nagel gets a tackle in. And he had to, because Steele can move when he puts the foot down. Good hands there by Nicky Little to get it out to Thompson. Now, back goes Max Learmonth. Short of the try line, he'll have to play it. Infield, oops, bang, into touch. Good pressure from Melrose. They've taken that from about their own 22, roughly, almost up to the Harriets 22.
Yeah, we've seen so many good counter-attacks from Melrose with the ball in hand. That time there, when the ball was turned over, Fraser Thompson demanded possession, and he didn't try and force it in. He kicked it long, the space was in behind, and then he got a good chase. Max Learmonth got back to cover. Harry Boisseau eventually kicked it into touch after a good chase by Melrose, but it just shows a good counter-attack with the ball in hand, but that time it was a good decision to kick from deep and put the pressure back onto Harriet.
Here's Richard Ferguson with a throw in. A replacement in the Melrose line-out sees Stuart Johnson, number 18, come on for Lewis Carmichael. There's the lobbed throw, trying to offset the jumpers at the front. Real scrap for possession at the back there. Here's Dodds. Graham Dodds, 30 years young, as they say. Playing really well today. Lockington. Little. Oh, they've got to put, Harriets have to put the tackle in earlier than that. They'll let him run a bit there. Penalty against Melrose this time. So quite a flurry of penalties, Chris, within the last 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah, I think you find the kind of the nature of the game. It is quite wide. It's very open. The guys are getting tired, and then when your team get tired, if someone breaks a line, if someone gets in behind the defensive line, you quite often isolated. The support are much slower to get to you, and that time there, Nicky Little took the ball forward, but some great work by the Harris defence to win the penalty. So you've got to keep the work rate up in order to support your teammates to keep possession.
So this is Scottish Rugby TV, and we're bringing you the BT Charity Shield live from Melrose, from the Green Yards. You can see they're just 60 minutes into the game, less than 20 minutes left. And we thank our hosts, Daily Record, whose website this transmission comes out on. Here is Blair Cooper with a throw in. Ross Miller was up for Melrose, but it was well won there at the tail by the big lad Struan Sesford, who scored a fabulous try just a minute ago. Liam Steele, son of the former British Lion Billy Steele. And then that looked like Max Learmonth. I like the way Graham Wilson's passing is gentle, and it understands the position the catcher is in. It's quite sensitive. It's not just hurled out like a bullet.
He's a good player, a good experienced player, isn't he, Graham Wilson? He scored so many points for Harriets, been the match winner on so many occasions, but every time he plays well. He's not always man of the match, but he always plays well and almost dictates how Harriets play. It's so crucial to have good decision makers and experienced players in your 9 and 10 access across the side, and all the guys playing today actually have impressed in those areas. You think of both Wilsons, and then at 9, and then McAndrew now for Melrose. You've had Richard Mill, Stuart Edwards is now at standoff for Harriets. We were impressed with McNeish in the first half, so
here
good
comes
for Scottish
Jason
Rugby.
Hill, Chris. Yeah, look at him taking it right into the sort of soft underbelly of Melrose, if there is such a thing. Wilson, Learmonth, great ball. There's a bit of buffering going on there, and if any of you have had your pictures distorted and maybe experiencing buffering problems as well, we do apologise for that. We've had 1 or 2 satellite transmission problems today. Hope you're still managing to get the gist of this. It will be online on the Daily Record website tomorrow in its entirety, and also on the Scottish Rugby on YouTube. So you'll be able to pick up any bits that you maybe missed earlier on. Here come Harriets again. Gavin Cameron, I think that is number 17. And they're right up there into the Melrose 22. Jason Hill again, what a trooper he is, he never stops. 16 minutes to go, 6 points between the sides. Harriets applying the pressure now. Turley, the captain, taking it on. Remember, he scored the opener when everybody was still sort of getting their first feeling of the green yards. It's 2 or 3 minutes into the first half, and there's this power of this Harriets pack. They're only a metre and a half short. Wilson caught there. Was it Lockington put the tackle in? Chance here for Harriets. Oh, Learmonth is almost there. They're snapping at Melrose's try line. They're really sniffing the opportunity to score. Wilson again, will he go himself? Stuart Johnson's got him, he doesn't buy the dummy, and he gets up onside. Then the big drive by the Harriets back. There's the score. That's the score that will put, well, Harriets within 1 point. Do you know, I think it was the big lad Sesford again. We'll see that on the replay in just a second or two.
High scorer for Harriets, number 4, Russell Dibble. His score to Melrose 28, Harriets 27.
There's Russell Nemo, according to the match announcer here at the green yards. But this is where it finishes. You can see 3 players, Harriets players, driving forward and scoring under the post. But that came from sustained pressure from Harriets, keeping the ball, and they've figured it out well. Actually, Harriets, they've realised how strong Melrose are out wide, and they've tightened the game up since half time. And look at that, driving over under the posts, bringing Harriets right back into the match.
Graham Wilson back live with the conversion. This to put Harriets in the lead. This game is seesawed back and forward. There they are, Melrose 28, Harriets 29.
Wilson converts the Harriets try. Melrose 28, Harriets 29.
I think did they give that try to Russell Nimmo?
Yes, it was Russell Nemo just driven over underneath the posts. But
We'll go along with that for the time being, but my feeling was that it could have been Sesford. However, the point is, Harriets got the points. And that big beefy pack of theirs has waxed strong in the last 10 minutes. Here's Lockington. Are we going to see another piece of Melrose magic? Thompson gets caught. 1 point between the sides. Just under 15 minutes left. What an opener to the season. Stuart Johnson, 6 feet 4, 17 and a half stones of him. Nicky Little, great hands for the loose head prop. Here's Andrew Nagle. That surge of pace from the former Jed player just takes him away, and The lovely lead-out pass. McFarlane, the scrum half. And then the replacement hooker, Richard Ferguson for Melrose. There's McFarlane again. Lockington, so difficult to trap and to bring down. As they say, is as nippy as a sack of ferrets. Now, there is big Lewis Carmichael. I think that's him with the pale blue hat back on. There's a wee change of tactic, and the catch there by Graham Wilson, covering across. But an earlier infringement by Harriets, and Melrose have a penalty opportunity.
Yeah, there's when Melrose in possession, there's a tempo and there's a speed to their game that really benefits them. Harriets are defending really well. They're getting into position and defending really well, but there's a tempo to their game that really is quite impressive to watch. This time, the penalty I think was for obstruction, and with that, knowing that penalty was coming, Melrose took the chance of a kick to nothing almost, which didn't come to anything. So Graham Wells takes us back for the penalty that Austin Lockington's lining up. Currently Melrose 28, Harriets 29, so it's an important penalty for Lockington and for Melrose.
So 2 tries for Harriets within the last, 20 minutes or so? Barely 20 minutes by Sesford and Nimmo. Get them back into the game. Lockington could put Melrose ahead. He's pulled that one badly off to the left. There's a wee element of fatigue, of course, now, because here we are, 13 minutes left, or thereabouts. And players who have been involved in the first hour or so of the game just beginning to get a wee bit of fatigue. Let's see if he got his secure foot. Let's see if he got his weight-bearing foot right. Seemed to be all right.
Just too quick, I think.
Dr. Patterson, give me the analysis.
Just too quick, just slightly too quick. It was easily done, but he didn't seem to calm himself, compose himself. He just went after it a bit too quickly, I think.
Here's big Tito Mua there, just setting it up. Dodds. What a good player. Look, he makes 2 or 3 metres every time, and the ball comes back. McAndrew wants to have a go himself. He's caught there by Chris Mulligan and by Graham Wilson. Mulligan has come on as replacement hooker for Cooper. Lockington, man and ball. Was somebody offside, and that's why it was man and ball.
I think Melrose would be wise to put this in the corner. Yeah, I think that Austin Lockington's going to kick to the corner. They obviously they scored a try from that area of the field just in the start of the second half, but as you see, Harriets straying offside, trying to put the pressure on the passer and the catcher, but the way this game's gone, I think the lead will change hand 2 or 3 times before the end of the match, Bill.
I think it's changed hands 5 times. I'm just trying to work it out. There's a take by Ross Miller away at the tail. Lewis Carmichael on the rampage, round the tail. Lovely ploy there by Melrose. Pearce did well to leave it. There's Blair Hutchison, and his hands let him down. Chance here, and away go Harriets. Well, that was Chris Mulligan's opportunity to get his name in the Sunday papers, as they say.
He looked sharp, didn't he? Picked the ball. I'm not entirely sure why Graham Mills brought the play back, but he picked up the loose pass. Blair Hutchison dropped the ball, and then maybe say it was a knock on in there somewhere, but it was certainly well picked up by Chris Mulligan, and he was off. A long way to go, but he was good. Let's see if the ball takes a deflection just after. Yes, it does.
There's
well
the
done,
knock
Graham
on.
Wells.
First knock on
there
by Blair Hutchison.
Yep.
Second one by Harriets.
Yeah, well done. Good decision.
Was it Rory Carmichael who knocked on? Possible. Here's the put in. Very important scrummage here for Harriets. This big boy Sesford is on the Harriet scrummage on this side, on the tight head. And he's done some great work for them today. There you go again, driving that Melrose scrum back is like a steam engine. See, and there they've got the penalty. Big, powerful prop forward.
Yeah, that was comfortable for Harriets, wasn't it? Really comfortable. And if you can rely on that for the base of your season, you're going to start in a good place, because that's a big scrum that Harriets have. You can see it again, they're driving forward to the unison. All eight still bound and winning the penalty.
And Gavin Cameron is on the loose head, and it's Chris Mulligan at hooker. That's yours, Chris. But sensibly, they've kept Big Sesford on the tight head. We get showered of leaves as the ball lands in the tree above us. First signs of autumn.
Leaves and wasps, I think, Bill.
Right, there's the throw in. Oh, and Cooper again. Mulligan's maybe on as a wing forward. Here's Lockington. Nagel didn't have much room to work in that time. McAndrew and Little. Lockington likes to get involved as scrum half now and then. There's McAndrew this time. Lockington at standoff. And that was really not. Oh, here's Tolland looking for the man on the inside. Did well to get away from Liam Steele. Good running there by Rory Tolland. Local Melrose lad. Here he is, number 11 in the white shirt, just getting up and walking back.
He did well there to beat the first line of defence. Rory Tolland had kept his width. He was calling for the ball from Lockington. Rory Knott was the link man. He beat Steele, but then watch this cover tackle by Graham Wilson. We spoke about how influential he was, and there he is. Great cover tackle. And Tolland's foot just hits the line.
Cooper with a throw for Heriots. Oh, Dodds almost got hands on that, almost disrupted it. Graham Dodds fights to the last minute, 7 and a bit minutes left. And Heriots are leading by that 1 point. What a game we've had, 28-29 in Heriots' favour. And the BT Charity Shield in its inaugural year is up for grabs today.
Good opportunity for Melrose here. They've got the full width of the field. We've got Austin Lockington who's at standoff, Nagel, Hutchison, Tolland in the midfield, and they've got Fraser Thompson and way out wide Tito Mua. All the space. We'll see what Melrose can come up with if they win the scrum. The Heriots scrum, they've been on top. Let's see if Melrose can get the platform to play off.
Lockington just trundled that ball in, but there's the massive shunt by this Heriots pack. Wilson again. Oh, and that one just went out off the side of his boot. He thought he'd steered it about 15 metres along the touchline, but the idea was good. The execution just not what he was looking for. Chris Mulligan away at the tail there with a scrum cap on, just disappearing out of the picture. He's come on as a replacement. He can hook or he can play back row. Stuart Johnson gets the ball. Desperate times now. We're almost into the last 5. Lockington, Hutchison took that one going well. There's the wee burst of acceleration. The Scotland under-20s cap. Chip ahead, sensible play. Who's there to win the race? Heriots get the touchdown. 22 dropout. Great play by Melrose. Good cover by Heriots.
Yeah, good attack there by Blair Hutchison. He's so strong, a low centre of gravity, almost the same kind of shape as Brian O'Driscoll. Yeah. And he's, you know, he's sunken hips and hard to tackle, and he fought to get through and put an intelligent kick in behind. Not well covered by Heriots. They still lead.
So here is Heriots Major General Graham Wilson with a dropout. And there's one of Melrose's stars today, I think, Graham Dodds. Austin Lockington, the kick ahead into the hands of Liam Steele. Steele does the sensible thing, gets it away down the green yards to what they call the policeman's corner, because the police station and the fire station are at that end of the ground. That's gone out. Well fielded there by Keith Buchan, who's come back on again. Ping pong there by both sides. Some of the kicking just going slightly off target.
It's Graham Dodds with that clearance, just from his 22 up towards the Heriots 10 metre line. As we see, this is a break, I think, from Blair Hutchison. He's just fainting off the ball, and then he's strong. Steps inside and he's got acceleration to get away. Could have kept the ball in hand here, but he heard the call. You see just on the side of your screen Austin Lockington with his hand up, screaming for the ball. Well covered by Harriets.
Here we are back with a live action. Here's the clock ticking away remorselessly as far as Melrose are concerned. That kick ahead was a ricochet off a Melrose player. Now here's Fraser Thompson, the captain. What can he do to inspire his team? They're trailing by a point, as you can see. Tito Mua came in off the wing, looking to make a wee bit of an impression, but he couldn't quite. Harriets have got advantage. Wilson over the top, drives them back. Good catch by Lockington. He's a clever player as well. That first tackle was just enough to slow him up. And then the rest of the Harriets reinforcements came. Now Melrose have numbers out wide on this side if they choose to move it. Here they come. Oh, and the knock on there. Rory Knott, who scored a couple of tries, but he'll forget that in his annoyance at himself for dropping that. That's Cameron takes it on. Hoig boy, Gavin Cameron. Out it goes to the far side. Harry Boisseau, remember his try in the cup final against Glasgow Hawks? Filled with pace, Boisseau. Lucky lad. Very fast. Johnson takes it up for Melrose. McAndrew clears. And here is Buchan. What's Keith Buchan going to do? Oh! Did very well. He wasn't held in the tackle there by Murdo McAndrew. Here come Harriets. This is Learmonth. Learmonth's strong. He's got a handoff like the kick of a horse. And here's one of the great stars today, Jason Hill. Oh, Cessford. Cessford, all 19 and a bit stones of him. Away he goes. He's another of Harriet's stalwarts and another great star for them. Lovely ball. Oh, a chance for a try. They're in at the corner. It's Boisseau gets the score. That, I think, will seal it for Harriets. 28-34 the scoreline. What a try that was.
Yeah, again, it's a direct play from Harriets. It's laid the platform for that. Stuart Edwards try. He usually at standoff, but he pops up here on the outside. But he was the beneficiary. You see Harriets driving forward, and then Graham Wilson knowing where the space is, out to the left. Nemo getting a place, and that's Stuart Edwards, number 22, diving over in the corner. Harriets have done well, raced off to that 10-0 lead and then fell behind by more than 2 scores and lost Jack Turley to the sin bin, but they've dug in, they've changed the way they play, slightly a bit more direct in the second half, and that's paid dividends, all based on a solid scrum. And they've came out with what may be the final try of the day.
That was a great try. Rory Carmichael, the scorer. Oh, it's gone in off the upright, would you believe it? 28 points to 36. Harriets the winners.
That was 28, Harriets 36.
The conversion there right at the death.
And the man of the match,
And we're just going to get the announcement.
Jason Hill.
Jason Hill is there now, is the declared man of the match. Deservedly, I think. He's had a great game today and has been instrumental, although I have to say I thought Graham Wilson was very good as well.
Yeah, and here he is just chipping over that final conversion, rubbing salt in the wound by nicking the post now over, but all in all a fantastic game. So many good tries, I've lost count. A lot of good counter-attacking tries and a great way to start the season.
Okay, there we are then. So Harriets are the winners of the BT Charity Shield. 36 points to 28 they beat Melrose, and we'll be back with you in just a second. Well, there we are. There are the players trooping off the field. The guard of honour provided by Harriets. Chris, we've had some great tries here today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the second half. Let's just have a wee look back at them. 2 by Melrose, 3 by Harriets.
Yeah, we spoke about how often the lead changed hands, and it almost happens in sections, if you know what I mean. Like 2 quick tries from Melrose, 2 quick tries from Harriets, and eventually Harriets coming out on top, 36 points to 28. The tries that we saw in the second half were slightly different to the ones in the first half. They were more direct. There was 2 from a line out. The tries in the first half, especially from Melrose, were counter-attacking tries. But a fantastic display of rugby for both sides. Very well fought out for the BT Shield, obviously. Harriets coming out on top.
And there's Jason Hill, man of the match, just getting the presentation there from the new president of the Scottish Rugby Union, Ian Rankin. And all the snappers, of course, keen to get his photograph. Maybe just stay with the presentation for the time being while. And there is the presentation of the BT Charity Shield, going to Jack Turley, the Harriets captain. Here we are, a proud moment for Jack Turley, a good start to the season for Harriets. Let's just look back now at the second half tries and see how Harriets got themselves into position as Shield winners. The first one was for Melrose, and it came from Rory Knott.
Rory Knott scored 2 tries in quick succession. Rory Knott actually played really well today. A good young player came in at the last minute as Andrew Nagel moved from the back row to the midfield. As you see, Jack Turley, skipper, he had some day as well. Opening try, yellow card, trophy, fantastic performance by him, and a lot of good play actually by Harriets across the board. But the early tries in the second half did come from Melrose.
Well, there you are, they're singing the Marseillaise. I'm not quite sure why, but a great moment for Harriets. A great moment for Harriets. Jack Turley there, the big number 7 who led them so well and got the first try of the match. But then Melrose struck back in the second half. 3 minutes into the second half, here's the try by Rory Knott.
Yeah, this is Moore, isn't it? Watch here how he breaks the first line of defence, and then he opens up. And here he is, he's weighing up his options. We thought he could go himself, but he gets the ball to 2 hands here. And you see Tom Wilson working so hard inside to get the support. He could have finished it, but a good old number 7, Rory Knott, supporting an inside. That was his first of his 2
Great
tries.
Score.
Great score. Again, coming from deep inside the Melrose half. This is his second try.
Here's the next one, Chris. Again, Rory Knott.
Only minutes after, wasn't it? And if you watch, Head takes the ball at the top of the jump. No defence there from Harriets. They were expecting to stop the drive, but the ball was slipped nicely to Knott, and he had the power to wiggle and drive over from close range. And at that point, we thought Melrose were way out in front.
And then the first Harriets try of the second half was the prop forward, big Struan Sesford.
Yeah, this was as a result of a number of phases built up from Harriets, and then we saw Liam Steele dragging players across the field, and then there's the telling pass, the short line, the power coming on, breaking one tackle, getting his hands free, and then Struan Sesford, who'd scrummed so well, the tight head all day, the dominant scrum, gets his reward at the other end of the spectrum with diving over for his try. And Harriets were down to 40 men at that point.
That was a great try, and then Russell Nimmo stepped in the action, a close-in effort, Chris.
Yeah, this is right underneath the post. This again came from direct play from Harriets after a number of phases, and you can see the teamwork there. Nimmo being driven over under the posts, no doubt at all. Conversion was good again from Graham Wilson, and that put Harriets into the lead.
And then a real beauty to settle it all by Rory Carmichael.
Yeah, it was well, 2 or 3 good passes forwards and backs again, and that was in the last minute, the last play of the game. BT Shield winners, Harriets.
Great stuff there, and here's the kick that was the last score of the game, the last of the action.
Yeah, he's such a good player, Graham Wilson, kicking, catching, tackling, directing, and then almost, as we said, to rub salt in the wound, he just kisses it off the post and underlines the victory for the BT Scottish Rugby Charity Shield winners, Harriets.
Well, Chris, that's been 2 very good matches we've seen this afternoon. Thank you very much for your help in presenting this to the the listening public. Thanks also to our hosts, the Daily Record, who have done so well, and also to Edinburgh Rugby. And we apologise again for any breaks in transmission which may have distorted the pictures or spoiled your enjoyment. But you can get it tomorrow online on the Daily Record website or at the Scottish Rugby Union website at Scottish Rugby, YouTube, sru.org.uk, I think is the address. And that's about it from the Green Yards. The Charity Shield winners, the season starting on a high note for Harriets. Winners by 36 points to 28 over Melrose.